Hey friends, welcome back to another video. This time I want to talk about just this, well, a few weekends ago probably, I participated in the Urban Sketchers Chicago Symposium. Um, and I just wanted to tell you all about the whole weekend. Last year I did I think it was either a two-part or a three-part basically like getting ready for it and whatever, but I just this time around I just didn't feel like I had a lot of time to record, but I will be posting a few videos, I mean within this video, of that experience. But the first thing I will show you is the goodie bag. Oh, which by the way, my little shop, you can see a little logo, we were one of the many sponsors for the symposium this year. And by being a sponsor, I mean I mean I donated a few raffle items for the reception, which usually the reception is just a bunch of people, like all of the participants getting together, and they raffle off a lot of items. So I donated my favorite Amarillo Stationery rickshaw field bag with two fountain pen inks, the yellow and the blue, and some stickers. So, and they also got a discount code to use through the end of September. So that's for them only. And I actually won me something as well, which is incredible. I think I started going in 2018. And ever since, so far, I've always won something, which is kind of crazy. So I won a marker set. I think these are, let's see, I clearly haven't opened them yet because I wanted to show you all. Sorry, there's a lot of distractions over here. But anyway, I won this, and I think it looks like a mixed media sketchbook of some sort. So yes, I won this, and I almost used it for a class, but I kind of forgot, or I found something else that I could take, and then I actually forgot them at home when I needed to take them. So anyway, let me just show you really quick what all is in the goodie bag. Everybody who registered and paid for a ticket for the seminar got one of these. I'm gonna start from, I guess, the biggest sketchbooks, just so I can lay everything on top. I'll move this over to the chair, but let's see. Oh, this is pretty cool. I don't know if I think there were mentions that not everybody got the same sketchbooks, but this is awesome. A watercolor block of 20 sheets, cold press, which cold press I think is my favorite watercolor paper just because of the texture that it has. I'm not the best with watercolor, so hopefully I can use these to just practice. So that's pretty cool. I hadn't actually like gone through my what all was included here, so that's pretty fun. And then the next thing was this Koh-i-Noor create your own journal, with a template included. Interesting. I don't know what kind of paper. Heavy sketch paper. I would probably use this more as a sketchbook. Oh, but that's kind of cool. I see what they're doing here. Kind of like a traveling sketchbook. I'm not a big fan of lines, and I don't need to. I think it'll look even more fun if it's just like, spontaneous writing rather than just like, oh, here's my lined section. But I don't know, that's just me. So anyway, I got this as well, and it's a lot of pages, 65 sheets. So that's a great little sketchbook. Let's see what else. Da Vinci brush. What is this? Number 10. Cool. I don't know much about watercolor, so I'm sure it'll come in handy. Coloring pencil guide. I'll move this over here so that we can, because this is not what I want. This is something else. gouache. I think like gouache guide, like the colors available, which are pretty. But I may end up just not using this and not keeping it as well. Same with this, but thank you though. Like, or I may keep them as reference for a while. But there's so many goodies. Like the goodie bag itself is just worth the entire seminar ticket, which is I think $120 or $150. Some pencils. And of course I didn't mention it, but the seminar starts Friday, and it's just a quick Friday meeting of like registering, looking at the Urban Sketcher art show. Some people go out that night and sketch at a bar or something, urban sketching, and then the whole seminar is basically Saturday and Sunday, where you get 2 workshops per day, 3-hour long workshops. It's a long day. But it's super fun and it goes by really, really quickly. And then on Sunday, we ended up with another reception where we raffled off more items. So for my little bags that I gave away, they raffled one on Friday night and then another one on Sunday night. So that was kind of fun. Faber-Castell markers, that's fun. Dieguito, another Faber-Castell, what is this? Alcohol-based marker. Oh, and this was fun too, a little pin. That's cute. I think no, I don't have another one of those. I know, it's getting a lot already. They gave us one of these cool, I'm gonna keep this. One of these like banners, so that you know how in workshops there can be shy people, so just in case you didn't want to raise your hand or whatever, you could just place this on top of your or near your area so that the instructor can come and visit you and give you some guidance. So that was kind of cool. Oh my gosh, it's incredible how much there is. And look, there's one of those wait, where'd my markers go? Here. So they gave us a single one of these, which I wonder if like they broke up a few sets and put one in each, or if everybody got the same color. More coloring pencils. These are pastel pencils. That's fun. And also that's the same brand as this sketchbook. So let's put that there. We're spoiled, friends. I have another one of these erasers. Pilot, come on, Pilot, with the samples. Thank you, Pilot. So they gave us a permanent marker with a broad or chisel point, and then a Pilot G2 white pen. That's fun because we actually did use it for a class, or actually several classes could have used it. And it's just another way to like add highlights to your drawing or whatever you may need. So that's always handy. Thank you, Pilot. Strathmore mixed media. Oh, that's kind of fun. Let's see. It says toned gray, tan, and blue paper. Huh. That is fun. What a cool way to just, yeah, that's cool. Legion, Stonehenge, hot press watercolor paper. Cool. I'm not sure what this is, but it's from Etcher. We'll have to open that in a bit. A little guide of like the little books. Actually, let's go ahead and open this, shall we? Could be a gift card. Oh, it's watercolor paper. Cold press. Wait, are they all cold press? Yeah, it looks like. Oh, but they're like different. Wait, so this is 300 gram. This is 220 hot press. That's cool. This is 230 cold press. And this is 300 cold press. So we have, one is watercolor, the other one's the perfect sketchbook. That's awesome. A great way to test some paper. So put that there. This was fun. Caran d'Ache pastel pencils. Well, not pencils, but pastels. Water soluble wax pastels. That's awesome. Everybody got one of these, which is insane. Like, Caran d'Ache has been a sponsor since I've been going, so 2018. And they're just wonderful. Wonderful brand. Let's see what else we got. Stillman and Byrne. What is this? Oh, paper samples inside. Cool. Paper samples. Hahnemühle watercolor papers. So cool. I love that you can try a lot of things. I wonder if that's a watercolor. That's beautiful. It must be. We got a $5 Blick gift card. We got a pin, a button. My desk is full of stuff already. Oh wait, I got more of these. But these are charcoal pencils, and these are soft pastel pencils. These are fun. When I was in school, university, we worked with charcoal a lot, so that would be fun to get back into. So let's see what else. Oh, the sticker. Something about Legion. That's nice. And then I gave them a little discount code for my shop, which the code is here. So everybody got one of these. That's only for the participants, of course. So I can't show you all what that is. We also got, what is this? A water-based pigment, keep horizontal. But is it like a kuretake? Sorry if you can see that. It's like the foil is not helping on the screen. So kuretake, water-based. So it must be a marker. But it's like, looks like there's a color, you know? And it's got a number, so I'll try that later. Hopefully you guys can see that. For high precision drafting. Well, that's kind of cool. Made where? Hang on. Oh, made in Vietnam. And it's 4H. I think all of this is like affecting the close-up. Oh, here we go. Tombow. Oh, yes. Fun. And we got a cool little water brush from Derwent. Is that how you say it? So that's cool. That looks very cool. And then we got some, I don't know how to say that, Holbein artist color pencil, set of 3 colors. Look at that. And I think, okay, yeah, that is all. So yes, friends, all of this is what we got for free. Every participant got a bag full of all of these goodie samples. Yeah, it's really a good time. This is totally worth like the price of the ticket. So let me put all of this away, and then I'll come back to show you what I worked on. And I think that's it. And then I'll show you some videos of like my whole experience there. So I'll be right back. I should have recorded that because that was kind of funny putting it all back in there. So anyway, let me see. The workshops that I took, shoot, I think I gave away. Let me see if I can find something really quick. Okay, no. Well, I was trying to find my schedule, but on Saturday morning, I took drawing or sketching trees in an urban context with Jenny Zhang. And then in the afternoon, I had Color First, Ink Later, or wait, yeah, Color First, Ink Later with Mike Daikubara, who was a visiting instructor from Boston, I think. And then Sunday, I had, what did I have on Sunday? Sunday morning, I had like sketching people, I think. It was something like that. I forget the exact name. I'll see if I can put the list of my schedule in the description, sorry. And then Sunday afternoon, I had, what did I have? Oh, it was like speed sketching. So that was kind of fun too. But let me tell you this, it was an insanely hot weekend, and shout out to the people that made it through the entire day because it was a lot. Saturday, well, I'll show you what I worked on, and then I'll tell you a little bit more. But let's see. The first class was sketching trees with Jenny, who is she's an amazing instructor, amazing urban sketcher. She was just wonderful, and her class was very fun. It also helped that her class was in the closest park, so it was very shady, very cool, very fun. This was my attempt. I'm still working on my skills, friends, so it is what it is. You know, I'm just gonna show you what I have. I was joking, but also truthfully telling like the other participants that I go to these things, these symposiums, and then I don't open my sketchbook until the following year, the following symposium. So I need to get better at this. I'm surrounded by trees and architecture, and right now there's even construction going on in front of me, so I could be taking advantage of all of that. I just don't make time for it, you know, because we choose what to prioritize, and I should prioritize at least 15 minutes, you know, every Saturday for a little urban sketch. Anyway, so this was the class with Jenny. She gave us a cool, great handout of how to work through this, but of course she demonstrated like how she approaches drawing trees.
First of all, I gotta pick up like a more like a mid-tone to draw some of the big block of color. You don't need to follow me at this point, like
And something I noticed once we did the throwdown is that my colors are very, very light. I don't know if I'm just scared of putting down a lot of color. And also, you know, you have to be self-critical. I kind of liked how it was going. I first started with this tree, you can tell, and then there was another tree behind it. But then this was here, and I was like, well, this needs more context to let people know like where it is in the park. So I had to draw the tree behind it. Well, I tried. So you can kind of see it. And then I just don't like seeing floating trees, so I had to do the shadow because these were on the ground. So that was my attempt. I still need to work on it. Jenny did tell me that my little dots, I should probably, you know, change directions with every dot. Otherwise, they're all going the same way. And as we know with leaves, they just grow in different patterns. They don't grow in one direction. So that was that. That was my first little sketch. And then we moved on to using a dip pen, which for me, I used a Fude pen, because that's what I had. I had a Fude pen with, let me see if I can show you. I brought my other supplies. So I used my Sailor Fude pen with platinum carbon black ink. So this is what I was using for that. She was actually using a full dip pen. So I'm gonna show you something she showed us really quick. But she was using a wooden dip pen or holder. This is a dip pen holder by Papa J Woodworks, which I should have taken that. She would have loved this, honestly. But when she dips her ink, she also dips this portion, and she gets to like put down a really thick line. So that was kind of cool.
So you see how fun it is, right? Sorry, I myself is in shadow. And it kind of starts to like dissolve a little bit into the water. It doesn't matter. And keep doing that. Keep doing that. Sometimes this happens. When I try to draw this leaf, this branch, and this part is hit the paper, create an ink mark. And I love that. That is unexpected mistakes, and I like those.
And with these, you can do that first because the ink is in the cartridge, and it's just what you're getting in the nib. So anyway, you learn tips and tricks like that, friends. So yeah, that was kind of fun. I don't, you probably can't tell, but that's supposed to be a building. I just didn't have the correct like color in my brush that I mixed. So it looks very green, and I try to do the trees in front of it. Which, by the way, this is the watercolor set that I was using, which my friend Mary kindly gifted me a few weeks ago. So I was like, hey, let me take it over there. So that was kind of fun. But watercolors is something I'm not good at, which is which is why I wanted to work on it during the symposium. But I think I still need to work on that. So, but that was fun. It was a good little time. Yeah, so that was what we worked on for the full class. And then I had Mike Daikubara, who by the way, at the end of the workshop, I ended up buying one of his little books. He visited San Juan, Puerto Rico, and he did all this. So that was kind of cool. So you can see like how good he is. And I was really excited to take his class. But I don't know, I became very anxious, first of all, because the spot that we went to was very high with foot traffic. It was a very tight spot for, I think there were 15 of us. I didn't take a chair. I know, last year I didn't take a chair either, or a stool, and I really paid for it. And I really need to invest in one because it's very uncomfortable to be on the ground. And then after like 5 minutes, I was sitting down, my foot was asleep, and I got up, and it was just a horrible experience for myself. But I put myself in it. It wasn't his fault. And then this was the afternoon session, so that was from 2:30. 2:30? Yeah, 2:30 to 5. To 5 or 5:30. Either way. Actually, let me see. Because now I want to know. Well, it doesn't say here either. But anyway, it got too hot, and we were right next to traffic that I was just not feeling it, and I left. I was just like, I just can't do it. But anyway, we were sitting like right in front of so imagine this is two streets, and they're converging here, and there's a small little plaza here with a little ice cream shop. And we were all sitting there trying to sketch this. I think it was a church. So it's all about putting watercolor down first and then going back with like the details or whatever, you know. But again, it was just so hot and I was very uncomfortable, so I ended up leaving. But he did give us a super cool like cheat sheet of his process, so I'm just gonna have to give that another go on my own time.
And I think that centerpiece, the building that's and the green thingy that's sticking. Sorry for not having technical. It's my description. And I don't know about you, but it's, for me, when I draw, I don't like to give it a name, even if I don't know it, but if I knew that, I'm not going to call it a name, because, I don't know, the left brain, right brain thingy starts kicking in. I like to keep it just, the right brain, saying, yeah, that pointy thing, or the brown thing, or...
But that was Saturday, and then Sunday morning, it rained a lot. And I didn't realize until I was on my way there. I didn't check the weather. And as I was heading north because I live on the south side, I was heading up north in an Uber. All I could see was all the gray/black clouds, like, over us, and I was like, oh my god. So the closer we got to downtown, it started pouring really, really badly. And then the Uber dropped me off at Paladin Chisel, which is where they kindly hosted us for the weekend. But luckily, like, the rain didn't last too long, and by that time, the organizers were pretty smart and decided to delay the start a half hour, I believe, and or an hour. And we were all able to make it to our first class. And that was such a great time because it felt really cool in the morning. It was breezy. My Sunday morning class was with Suhita, I think, and I forget her last name, so I'm sorry, Suhita. I will tag her information here, and she has a wonderful Instagram. And that was such a great time. Let me show you, before I show you my sketchbook, which actually I was using these markers. That's why I also brought them here, because these are wonderful. But it was all about, like, quickly sketching people, and people don't sit still for you. You gotta sketch them while they're walking, trying to capture the gesture, like, what are they doing with their hands, what are they wearing. And she was just wonderful. So I was using my little clip folio from my shop, because that was so handy. Because I didn't want to start with, like, a big sketchbook, and I don't know, like, I was scared of, like, ruining, but I wanted to practice. So I was using a little light Faber-Castell artist pen to sketch. I was using, like, 2 light colors. This was just my attempt at trying to, like, quickly draw people, but I need to work on it way more, because, like, you can't tell what that's doing. And this was, even though it was kind of going somewhere, I wasn't happy with that. That's not even representative of a person. It's just really, really bad. But then this was kind of fun. I kind of liked her. Was it a girl or no, this was a guy. So there was a fountain here, and he was right up to the fountain with his feet up, so you can kind of tell what's going on there. So that was kind of fun. And of course he was sitting there, so we had enough time to sketch him. And then the following is, I did another sketch. Because here we were just trying to we weren't focusing on people, like, moving, but then she had us do the moving people. Or wait, I think this was the first one. Yeah, I think I did this one first, and then this was second, because I remember really enjoying that person. So this was a quick little attempt. I remember this lady, she had a hoodie on and she was walking. This person was wearing a hat and a backpack, so you can kind of tell what that is. This was a guy at a, valet parking. And this was a lady with a long dress with her hands behind her. This looks like she's wearing a headscarf, but that's supposed to be her hair. So anyway, I really need to practice drawing people. But yeah, this was kind of fun. I really enjoy that. I love the sketchiness of it. I love that you can kind of see what is happening. And then I decided to move on to my sketchbook for this class.
So people say often, how do you draw people quickly? I draw people quickly because this is all I'm looking for. Or maybe they move their hand to hold the phone. I could go up there. And that person's gone, but I got.
And let me show you those sketches. I think, hang on. Okay, I think for this one we were drawing, like taking 10 minutes or to draw people sitting down. And I'm trying to, oh, because she said draw the person first and then draw whatever item they're sitting in or whatever, you know? Draw the people first. I don't know what was going on here. I can't even tell what that is, honestly. I think it was somebody's back to me and they were holding something. I honestly, this is really bad because I can't see what that is. Here, clearly it's a guy in profile or a person in profile and you can see the chair, but I wasn't a big fan of that. But for my last sketch, there were, I moved around a bit and I moved to be almost behind these two friends. I think there were two ladies eating at a bench. So I drew them first. And then I try to capture the bench in a lighter color so that wasn't the focus of it. But then like looking back, I either need to add some shadow because it just looks like, you know, they're here and then the bench is over here. It looks very disconnected. But anyway, that was that. And then she drew in my sketchbook. Because we gathered around and observed our sketches. And she ran out of room in her little sheet of paper. So I was like, here, we'll draw in mine. So I was really happy to have an original Suhita sketch. So she drew the fountain and you can see how quickly she captures people around it. So this is the goals right here. You can see the guy's hat, his arm, what it's doing. They were like just sitting around the bench. So that was kind of wonderful to see. And let me see if I can, oh yeah, then she gave us another like 30 minutes to draw a scene. And she said, you know, well, clearly she had already told us to draw the people first. And, oh, so I did. Because I was getting confused because I was like, well, I'm not showing that. But I went in with the super light, like this kind of taupey color. And I drew the person first, the people around the fountain first. And then I went in with a darker gray color to draw on top of them. So there was like, this is the fountain. There was a guy right in front of me. This is clearly out of proportion. You can tell now because this guy is just as big as this guy. But he was like, they should have been over here smaller. So this is way off. But of course sometimes you can't tell that right there and then. So it's good to be self-critical again. So I drew this couple and there was a tree in front of me with the little, like, I don't know, what do you call that? Like a little box garden type of thing. And then there was a group of friends here who kept moving around and I was trying to capture. So like it got so jumbled. I was like, I need to just keep going. So then I moved on to kind of like sketch the water, sketch the clothing, whatever. And then I was like, okay, well, that's done. We can't do much about that. So then these people, they had like a friend show up out of nowhere. And then they were standing up, chatting. And I was trying to capture them. Because I was like, I may as well just like do something with them. Because I can't keep drawing here. It's just going to get so jumbled. And so I try to sketch them. You can kind of see the energy. These two look like an older couple, and this was a friend who got up, and she was so animated. You could tell by her stance. She had a really wide open stance, and she was like arms everywhere. So that's kind of cool. She was wearing a little parka, not a parka, but a raincoat. Sorry, a raincoat with a hood and a hat. These two had hats. So that was kind of fun. You can kind of tell what's happening, or a group of people. And then these, again, so I was like, well, now I'm like, what do I do with this? So these groups of people, that's actually these right here. So I sketched them again. I took a, you can see the orange shirt. She had a hat. She was on her phone. I was trying to capture that here, but you can't really tell. She was on her phone for a bit. Wait, I don't think that's them because this is a different guy. Anyway, it may be in another group of another set of people, but it's in that same spot. But anyway, that lady had a huge dog, so it was fun to try to capture that dog as well. It was a nice opportunity. And then I was like, well, let me try to draw what's actually around these people. So I put the little fountain there. I needed time to put down some color because you really can't tell unless I explain to you. Here's that same box planter thingy. And then I started to draw a little bit of what was going on with the actual urban setting, the building like next to them. But yeah, and you can kind of get a hint of like two people looking that way with sunglasses. So yeah, I was out here, friends.
You can always overlap them lightly in your first drawing and then pick one of them and solidify it. And then you get this idea of movement. In fact, the imperfection and the non-exactness keeps your figure from being frozen.
So that was that class. That was really fun. Oh, and the next class that I had was with Bridget, who was speed sketching. And before I show you that, she gave us this really cool, I'm gonna try not to show you too much because I don't want her to get upset with me like sharing the handouts that they gave us, but it was a cool little handout where we had to draw like patterns, and she told us how to do like trees. It's just like quickly doing like tips and tricks of how to quickly capture people, cars, and settings. So that was kind of cool. And this isn't my initial sketch. This is actually me working through this same sketch for quite a bit. You can tell that wasn't very speedy. Hopefully you can see the setting. This is the water tower. And this is like going into the street, There's a bunch of trees. But I think I worked on this like at 3 different times through the class. You can see that marker, but that was pretty fun. Then I started using my coloring pencils. And then again, when I threw this down with the other sketchbooks, my colors are so light. So that's something I need to work on. It's just like putting down more color and not being afraid of the page. And then let me see. Oh, so another exercise she had us work on, because it's all about like quickly gathering or like information and putting it down. But I don't know, I got a little too carried away with the volumes and the shading of the water tower. And again, these are these pens, which were wonderful. I don't know if like all of the markers do this, but you could just put marker on top of the same color marker and it just kept adding value to it. So that was kind of fun. I'm not a big fan of these people. I couldn't tell you. Oh, so there was like a circle of chairs around the water tower, and that's what I was trying to draw. It was an interesting spot, and it was really hot. Oh, and then she had us do another like exercise, but then like I got really bored with this like composition really quickly. I was like, well, this building is so boring. I don't know what I'm drawing it. So that's when I went back to my original sketch and I kept working on this. I kept adding more coloring pencil. In the beginning, like I had just only colored the building and the trees, and then there was a huge red building behind, like in the horizon or whatever in the background. But I need to add more color here so that I can bring this forward. Otherwise, it all looks like it's on the same kind of plane, but it's not. And then I went back in with color because I was like, well, we need some color on the ground. Otherwise, you can't see what it is. But it was kind of fun to capture like the tree branches. I like this shading a lot. Yeah, that was it, friends. That was that class. And I'm trying to think, was there anything else that happened? No. Oh, I'll show you videos here, but I bought a piece of artwork. So if you remember last year, in the video, I bought a cool sketch from Bernabe Martinez, I think is his last name. He drew a really colorful chair, and I just fell in love with the colors, so I bought that. And this year there was another, like, I ran in there, looked around quickly in the art show, and I purchased a piece of work immediately because I knew they were gonna fly. So I'm actually, after finishing this video, I'm actually going to be heading over to Palette and Chisel to pick up my winnings, because it was a beautiful sketch. And now I'm going to make it a tradition where every year that I go to the Symposium, I'm going to buy something. There were actually like a lot of pieces that I wanted to buy. There were at least like 5, but I'm like, let me just limit it to 1. They were super inexpensive, so I really could have done it. The one that I got was like, I think $30 or $35. So it was very affordable art, super cool way to support Palette and Chisel for hosting us, and even the artists, because you know, when you buy something from them, you make them feel good about their work. So there were a lot of great pieces that I wanted to buy and support, but I just ended up with 1. But anyway, friends, I'll see if I can add on to this. If I don't, then thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.
Oh my gosh. It's just so better.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Those other guys are fine.
We took a photo of all the sketches, so we were able to identify everything. So that helps.
Oh my God.
Let's see, keep going.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So this one is because of Mario. We did this thing, holding, right? So it's got this, and then this.